Okay, joining us on the phone now is our brand new World Football Ambassador for Sportingbet, Guillem Balague. How are you doing, Guillem?
Afternoon. Fine.
Excellent. Good man. We're here to talk about this weekend's football. You've got to give us your thoughts on how you see the next couple of days panning out. But first I thought we'd look back at last weekend, and of course you called it right again in the video. It was a great shout, Guillem. You said that it would be difficult for Spain to win at Wembley. That definitely proved to be the case because they lost 1-0. What were your thoughts on that game?
Well, first of all, I realised that Spain were walking very earlier on, and that is a consequence of one, being a friendly, two, perhaps the way Spain plays. The first thing can be sorted because, of course, when the European Championship starts, it won't be a friendly. But the second thing is the worrying one, and I think people are taking note. There is a problem with Spain when they play with Busquets, Xavi Alonso, and Xavi Hernandez in the centre midfield. There's one that should be gone from those three. Perhaps Busquets, perhaps Xavi Alonso. And also, when you have lots of players, in fact, the rest of the midfielders and attackers that want the ball to the feet, there is no penetration. Only Villa tried to do things in behind the defenders. It's a problem that has to be sorted, and it's not sorted just by introducing a striker, but by changing a little bit the formation and perhaps putting somebody like Navas or a white player there to change things. So worrying things, but hey, it was friendly that gave England confidence. The world is richer with a confident England, and of course with a new England as well, with new players. That was very positive from the game, from that point of view. So all in all, it was bittersweet, I think, for most of us.
Let's look ahead to this weekend then, and we'll talk about Norwich against Arsenal first, the lunchtime kick-off in England. Norwich have played really well. We've played against the likes of Liverpool, Manchester United and Chelsea this season. Do you see them causing problems for Arsenal here?
I see them scoring. I see both scoring, in fact. I think we're talking about a side that at home concedes more goals than anybody, or just about. And Arsenal is probably the best scorers when they play away. So all in all, are two teams that are made to score, are made to outscore the opposition. And from that point of view, great game to watch by neutrals. Now we're going to check here very clearly if Arsenal is this new team that they're trying to make us believe controls games a little bit better, perhaps has got more possession and is not as direct as it used to be, but that's good news in these kind of games when if they go up front they will need to actually keep the ball not only for offensive reasons but defensive as well. All in all is a challenge for both sides, but especially I want to see the response of Arsenal, because it seems like they're going on course again. It seems like 2 or 3 victories, consecutive victories perhaps, it will take us to Christmas, and then we may see the end of the bad fortunes if they continue with this form. But who knows, it could be challenging as well by January. I see that that's a possibility, but to do that they need to get the 3 points against an Norwich side that will actually make their life very difficult. And as I'm saying, I can see them scoring as well. So let's see who's the more efficient up front.
Absolutely, it's been a great turnaround from Arsenal in the last few weeks, and maybe that will continue on Saturday. Guillaume's advice, I would get involved, guys, with over 2.5 goals, over 3.5 goals, perhaps both teams to score. That's what he's suggesting here. Let's move on to Sunday, Chelsea against Liverpool. We've got Chelsea, the slight odds-on favourites here. Both managers under a bit of pressure here, you'd imagine. Been quite inconsistent seasons for both sides, both falling behind the Manchester clubs. How do you see this one panning out on Sunday, Guillem?
Well, what's fascinating is, as you said, that both managers are under pressure, and do not get confused and do not believe anything else that you get told about those two sides. On one hand, Villas-Boas is under pressure because he needs the results to actually make everybody believe in the squad that his idea is the good idea, that putting a high defensive line, which is not a tactic, it's a philosophy, it's a way of playing, it's a style. Well, he's still got to convince some of his players that is a good idea. But the club is with him. There's no doubt about that. I had confirmation myself this week from Chelsea that they are very much behind the manager. You just wish sometimes that someone in the club said that. But in any case, the pressure comes more from the belief from the players, and that will reflect in the way that Chelsea will play against Liverpool. I'm saying that because if some of the players still not convinced as the way, if you don't have 11 players following the same idea against this kind of game, in these kind of games against the Liverpools of this world, is when you get found out. And the pressure from Kenny Dalglish comes from a different point of view. I think the impression is that perhaps the idea is not there, that perhaps some of the signings haven't been the best of signings, and of course that's decisions being taken by Dalglish. But in any case, back to the game, and it will be, again, one of those where I can see both teams conceding. That's what tends to happen, has been happening recently. Both scoring as well, and the fact that it's in Stamford Bridge gives Chelsea a little bit of an advantage, I think.
Sure. If I could press you on a score line, how do you think a sort of correct score? How do you think that will go?
How about a 2-1? Something very, very close anyway. And football is how you resolve the little details, the little questions that get put to you. If Liverpool come out with the 3 points, even with a draw, I'll give them probably a credit that I still don't think they deserve. But I can see a Chelsea improving. I can see that. I can see a Torres improving. I can see how defensively they're going to get better as well. And they started learning from what Villas-Boas is asking them to do. So in the immediate future, I see a Chelsea with more options to go to get more points than, say, Liverpool. I can see Liverpool still fighting for the top 4, but Chelsea now, it's a key moment for them, and at home they should get the 3 points.
Excellent. 7-1 is the price for a 2-1 Chelsea win, and both teams to score. We've got that at 3-4, so that's Guillem's advice for this game. The third and final game we'll look at, Guillem, it's Valencia against Real Madrid. Of course, Saturday night, big match in Europe, that's for sure. Should be a great Saturday night encounter. Valencia unbeaten in 6 La Liga games at the moment, playing really well, but Real of course won 7 in a row. Any chance Valencia can get anything from this game?
They're definitely going to give them a game. There's no doubt about that. We're talking about the manager that has created in recent years more problems to Barcelona and Real Madrid than any other in the world, I would say. So Unai Emery knows how to play these sides, and he's got a problem, Unai, because without Ever Banega in the centre midfield, there is less control. He's much more of a direct Valencia, and that obviously will challenge the defence of Real Madrid. But this Real Madrid can keep the ball, they can be direct, they can counter-attack, they can do absolutely everything. It's almost the perfect side, done in a completely different way to Barcelona. But at the moment, they're so clear about what they want to do and what they are doing that you don't see changes in the tactics or in the style game by game. It's Barcelona who is doubting, it's Barcelona who is changing things during the games and every single game. So all in all, I can see at Real Madrid, I can only get to the Clásico on the 10th of December as leaders of La Liga, and to do that they will have to go to Valencia and get the 3 points. I think they will do. I think Valencia will make things very difficult, perhaps even a first goal by Valencia, but I can see how Real Madrid can turn things around and get even 3 goals. So how about a 3-1 score to Real Madrid?
Like that, sounds good. 10-1 is the price on a 3-1 Real Madrid win in the big match on Saturday night. It's got to be great. It's a great weekend, Guillem, and thanks for sharing your thoughts with us here today.